Yellowstone over here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of SHIB 50/50 Raffle. Excellent. So we got that going. Excellent. So we're going to start this evening off with a bang. We had a bit of a surprise in the market this morning with a little bit of a rebound in SHIB. Nothing major, but we did get a bit of a rebound. We did get some burns going on today, and we did lose about 1,000 wallet holders this morning. Now we've probably retraced that. Yes, we have. We've retraced it to about 650 wallet holders we've lost since this morning. So we did retract it. It was over 1,000. So this has bounced back quite nicely. What else have we done? We've reduced SHIB circulating supply on the 23rd of this year. So we did reduce 3,226,000. So 3,226,000. We did another 1 million SHIB was reduced. And an hour ago, we did 200,000 burn by Anonymous. So the ending is in 239 EF80. And it's the same thing with the 1 million. It's the exact same wallet address. And then the one above it was DBE5B2. Okay, that was the wallet address that burned SHIB supply today. So big, massive thank you to them. Big shout out. Woo! Way to go. Every time we do a reduction is one more thing that tells you that you're in the right area. You're in the right location. Okay, just so that everybody's aware what's going on. Big, massive shout out to Jason Cox. Big shout out to Prince. I don't know if you're there. Anyway, we got to do some sharing, so just bear with me. We'll do some Facebook sharing. We'll let them know we're live. We are live on YouTube. Raffle draw event. Okay, and what type of we are live? We are live YouTube raffle draw event for the entire SHIB community and the world. Share as we dare. Okay, like it. We'll go back. We're going to share it with X. We'll share this with X. We are live. We're going to do a little bit of fun tonight, guys. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Okay, copy, and we'll send this to Bluebird on my shoulder. Just for you. Post. Okay. Let's see what we got for chats. Dan is. Okay, home. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get into tonight's huge event. And the huge event is: are we hosting a raffle or not? We were supposed to do a simulation tonight, but because of everything and the way it's going, I had to go get some stuff for Christmas. I'm pretty sure that's pretty standard around your house as well as ours. Last minute shopping, and what our shopping is getting food and products and all that jazz. Anyway, I'm Will, your host, and this is the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. And like every raffle, we have to check just make sure we have orders or not. If we don't have orders, then we're okay to go with the educational portion of tonight's. Okay, so just so that everybody's aware of it. Okay. Okay, so we're at the storefront. Okay, so I do have a bit of things that are left to manufacture for the emergency raffle draw or the simulated raffle draw. So we'll get into that, but we'll talk about something fun. We'll do a little bit of fun things tonight. So we keep it on the comedy side instead of on the educational side of that thing. Okay, so we're going to talk about your cryptocurrencies. Okay, I'm going to share this link. So normally what we do, we don't do this till later on in the and what's going on. So what happens tonight is with the raffle draw is we did sell 21,000 tickets throughout the last 24 hours. So now it's a carryover to the next 24 hours. Unfortunately, we haven't sold any tickets at all. So it's okay. We understand that, and that's part of the process. And then this is the communication part of it. So normally we do the count. So the count is we talk about each of the cryptocurrencies. Now, Bitcoin is at 94,291.57 currently right now. Okay, Ethereum ETH is at 34,009.22, which is down on the week, so it's down by 14.2%. It was at $4,000 earlier. XRP, we don't talk about stablecoins, so stablecoins are out. So BNB, $690. Solana, $8, 189.64. Now, we were talking about this before. This is where this communication comes in with the whole SHIB community and why we love SHIB so much and why Solana and all the other blockchains need to focus on SHIB. SHIB is on the Ethereum blockchain, so you have to pay fees on that blockchain. But if you buy massive amounts of SHIB, you can move the SHIB over to your blockchain and charge whatever fees you want because you already accepted the fees in bulk. So if you buy a lot of SHIB, you can now trade it off on your exchange. Same thing goes for every exchange that's out there. Every single exchange can do the exact same thing. They're not counted towards anything else. So they can literally undercut just about everybody that's out there selling it. Unfortunately, that means that you have to be committed to buying SHIB, okay? But if it's commitment you're looking for, this is where the comedy comes in. There is not a single soul on the planet that doesn't want to make money. So buying SHIB is a guaranteed investment for anybody that buys it. That's why we put so much emphasis into SHIB, because there isn't another currency out there. There's not another company out there that does the exact same thing that SHIB does. And SHIB is on its own, okay? So keep that in mind. It's got no one to pay for, okay? So whatever SHIB makes, SHIB keeps. And that means that you keep it because it doesn't have any governance. So there's no one manipulating it except for the holders that hold it, which are the whales, because they own majority of what is accumulated in SHIB. Please keep that in mind. Every single organization, every single coin, every single exchange should be buying SHIB. And that's a fact because it solidifies them. And this is where that comedy comes in. If you don't, okay, if you don't believe that SHIB is a currency that you need to focus on, I'm going to ask you, why are you invested at all? Because SHIB's the only animal out there that's going to benefit you in the long term and in the short term. But the thing is, it hasn't caught on to everybody, so it's still brand new. So it's still cheap for everybody to buy, and it won't last long. That's the other thing. So every exchange, every coin is going to want to solidify itself and buy a massive amount. Every exchange should be adopting SHIB as a currency, and that's a fact. So when you look at SHIB, you don't look at SHIB as saying it's only a currency as long as it's going up. SHIB should never go down in value, down in price. Why? Because it's reducing its circulating supply. Now, that may seem a bit ridiculous, but the truth of the matter is it's gaining in value every single day. We're burning it, we're bringing in more wallet holders. We're burning it, we're bringing in more wallet holders. We're burning it, we're bringing in more wallet holders. Do you see what's going on? You see that the correlation is we're reducing the circulating supply and bringing more attention to it. So if we're doing that, eventually what's going to happen is what? The supply is going to dry up really fast. So when the supply dries up, then it's going to shoot for new highs. Well, it hasn't done that yet because we don't have enough people who are educated in it, that don't understand it. That's why they're trading it. They believe that, oh, it's just one of those coins. It's just another coin. Doesn't matter. It's like Deutsche. It's like every other coin. Cardano. It's like Tron. It's like Avalanche. It's like Chainlink. It's like any other coin. So therefore, it doesn't have any substance. And when people look at it and say it has no utility, they don't look deep enough into it, because SHIB has massive utility. People just don't want to see it. And that's the truth of it. And that's where the fun comes in, because people don't see that. So how many people go in and say SHIB has no utility? Zero utility. It has no way of reducing its circulating supply. It's got zero ways of reducing its circulating supply. It's got no utility that's going to drive the value of SHIB up. Okay, everybody's dependent on the ecosystem development team to come up with ways to burn SHIB. Okay, how many believe that the only way that SHIB is ever going to burn any SHIB is through the ecosystem development team? Okay, if you put your hand up, that's funny, right? Because everybody should be aware of it now. Because you're on the channel, everybody should be aware of what's going on with SHIB. So we're going to say some happy birthdays. Happy birthday to Trisha. Happy birthday to Prince. Happy birthday to my dad, who's belated. But and theirs is belated too, because Trisha's was the 22nd, so was Prince. I'm not sure whose the 21st is, but I'm sorry if I missed you. Everybody that has a birthday this week, congratulations that you are blessed to have a birthday this week. It doesn't seem like you're blessed because you get cheaped out on presents. It seems like you're getting cheaped out on presents, even though you get a couple more extra presents for your birthday and a couple more extra presents for Christmas. But you don't get extra because everybody floats them together, right? So you get you should be getting, a couple big presents for the run. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. And then this is SHIB 50/50 raffle. In case you didn't know, we didn't sell 21,000 tickets. And the rule is we have to sell 21,000 tickets to host a raffle. Now, if we host a raffle after 30 days of the money sitting in escrow, that's your SHIB sitting in escrow, we would host a raffle. But the problem with the raffle is nobody gets paid. So everything goes towards the winner, and everything goes towards the burn. No one gets paid. So we don't collect the 4.76% commission. Okay. So we do it free of charge. Now, at this point, we've had 2 months where we didn't sell any tickets, which isn't a problem. And that's okay. Because this is supposed to be an educational thing. As more and more people get adopted to it and understand what's going on, the faster we grow as a community. Anyway, the raffle was to speed things up in a big way. That was the whole idea of the raffle. And because I've seen other raffles from around the world make enormous amounts of money in collection and when they give out a reward of the currency, and because we don't do that as a whole, so not one winner, we have multiple winners if we reach over 4,100,000 tickets sold. So if we sell that many, we'll have 2 winners. If we sell more than 8,200,000 tickets, we have 2 winners. Okay, 3 winners. 3 winners, right? Because after 8-2, there's 2 winners. After that, we get 3 winners. So please keep that in mind. So every 4,100,000 tickets sold, we have a winner. We sell over those, we have 2 winners. Hey, Jason, hello, and welcome to the channel. Welcome, babes. Welcome, Wena. Welcome, Rowena. Welcome, Gabriel. Welcome, Leah. Welcome, Amy. Trisha, Prince. Thanks for coming, everybody. And we're trying to get this entertainment going. Why it's so important. I'm a winner. Jason, did you buy SHIB? Then you're a winner. If you buy SHIB, you're already a winner. You're part of the community, buddy. You're part of the family. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Checks in the mail. No. We want to make sure that everybody gets the fair amount of education before something massive happens. It's already started, guys. Wena, big shout out to Wena. Big shout out to Rowena. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Big shout out to Prince again. So the biggest fun we're going to have is yes, that's exactly it, Jason. We're waiting for that moment where we're going to relapse and everything is going to go shoot up like a bullet. Be faster than Elon's rockets to Mars. Oh, I mean to the space station. And they're don't worry, they have safety nets. So everything is good. We are well below what I would expect that we should be trading at as far as SHIB is concerned. But it's fun to watch, guys. It's fun to watch. Last 4 days, 5 days, we've done over 200 trillion in SHIB changing hands. When I looked at the 100 wallet holders, I was like astonished because they were moving currency off of exchanges and back on, off, on, off, on, off. And it was kind of fun to watch because I've never seen that much SHIB being traded back and forth before on the exchange. Like on BlackRock and Robinhood, they were actually moving like 6 to 7 trillion SHIB in and out. That's pretty impressive. And they're not doing anything with it. All they're doing is moving it from wallet to wallet, which is kind of fun to watch. If you could see it, it was pretty hysterical. Because what's happening is it's not actually doing anything. All it's trying to do is fear mongering between the exchanges. So trying to encourage wallets to start buying. No. What they're trying to do is they're trying to gain fear, so it drives the value of SHIB down so they can buy even more. Because they're starting to realize, every single one of these exchanges are starting to realize that the circulating supply is dwindling down very rapidly. So what that means is it means we're going to see a massive move on the upside in SHIB, like a massive move. Yeah, see? Yes. SHIB is on green on the Robinhood. Yeah, well, they don't sell anything. That's the best part, right? They keep moving it. They just in, out, in, out, and it's different amounts each time. But if you go down the list, you see that there's 6.5 million gone to this, and it's split. It goes 3 million, 3 million, 3 million, and it's like 3 trillion. No, sorry, not 3 million, 3 trillion, 3 trillion, 3 trillion. So when you look at that going 200 trillion in changing hands in 4 days, 5 days, wow. In 7 days, guys, 7 days, we have traded 300 trillion of SHIB circulating supply. Changing hands, guys. That's insanity. So we're getting ready for a massive move in SHIB. And now every exchange should be buying SHIB in massive quantities. They aren't yet. So we're not quite there. Once that happens, we're there. Because what they're trying to do then is they're trying to maximize their profits by reducing the fees on each of their platforms. And they're trying to compete with Robinhood. Robinhood right now holds the market cap on it, right? So they have over 100 trillion, 120 trillion, I believe, that they have in their that they can move off of it and on their exchange. So they're personally looking after their own exchange. So that's what I'm saying. So if Binance just started doing it, but Binance is doing one better because they're reducing SHIB circulating supply. And they found out that they can do it tax-free. That means they're getting paid to reduce the SHIB circulating supply. It's not going to take long, guys, and it's going to just explode because that's exactly what each of the exchanges are going to do with it. Okay, Solana hasn't caught on to it. There's like a lot that have yet to buy it. So it is still early to the game, but it's getting scary because of what's going on. in the marketplace. They're starting to realize that this is where you need to be in order to survive. So we have BinanceCrypto.com. Bybit hasn't done it yet, but they will be doing it soon. Whitebit, another one. Coinbase has bought SHIB. They have SHIB, but they don't have it in enough capacity. I think it's 500 billion. I think that's what Coinbase has. Mexc still hasn't bought enough. I think they're around 200 billion. Bitget, I haven't seen them anywhere. Bybit, I haven't seen them anywhere. OKX, 11 trillion OKX. Okay, so they're starting to catch on. Gate.io is a underdog. They have 3 trillion on their exchange that they're using to trade back and forth. They have yet to acquire another 7 trillion to 8 trillion. Okay, they need that to be liquidity amongst their exchanges so they can drop the rates. Otherwise, they're just holding it and waiting for a pop, and then they'll probably liquidate their 3 trillion that they have. Because 3 trillion gives you a lot of playing room. It doesn't give you that much playing room when it comes to SHIB. If it's trading 3 trillion in volume in 2 hours, you think about it. That's not, 10 trillion, 20 trillion. You need at least 20 trillion in order to survive on the trading platform with all the other platforms trading SHIB. So you need that capability so that you can undercut everybody's fees. That's the whole purpose of it, right? HTX holds it, but HTX again is at the 500 billion mark, right? They need to acquire trillions. You need it to be trillions, guys. It just billions isn't going to cut it. Digital Finex, another one. It has to have 20 trillion. And there's the thing. If they started accumulating today, they would run out of supply because not all of them. Robinhood has basically stole it from them. Okay, and that's the thing. Robinhood is 120 to 130 trillion SHIBs on the market. They literally stole it from everybody already. So in order for you guys to steal it back, you're going to have to put some thought and some money to work for yourselves. But when you're doing $2.34 billion in revenue on fees, it should be easy for you guys it should be easy for the exchanges to acquire enough SHIB that will make a difference, because they can acquire enough SHIB in roughly 3 to 5 days to make up for it if they're doing 2 to 3 billion a day in sales. Okay, Bitmart 2.28 billion and BitHub 1.5 billion, and KuCoin's at 1.34 billion. So you understand where this is coming from. It only takes a short period of time before you're able to acquire even more SHIB. So, and then the exchanges are doing the same thing. That's why we wanted to get into the count. Jason, I was doing the count earlier. Let me get back into the count. Okay, Solana at 189.26. Doge 32.21. Every single coin, if you want to get solidified and you're listening tonight, make sure you get your SHIB, and you have to buy lots of it. Okay, if you want to solidify your position, you're going to need at least 500 billion SHIB, at least 500 billion before the exchanges take it over, which is going to happen either way you look at it. But you need at least 500 billion SHIB in your accounts to offset anything that goes on with your exchange. So if you run into problems, you have SHIB to back you up. You don't want to sell it, you want to leverage it. That's the whole purpose of SHIB. So Cardano, ADA 91.46. And I know for a fact Cardano doesn't have any SHIB. Tron has SHIB. They have, I believe, 200 to 500 billion SHIB. Okay, so they're on their way. That was Sue. Can't remember the CEO of Tron. Is his name? Sun. 25.27 is his price. Avalanche, AVAX 38.51. Chainlink 24.05. Toncoin $5.60. None of these hold SHIB. Okay, SUI $4.72. They still don't own any SHIB. Polkadot doesn't have any SHIB yet, but they will. Every single one of them that want to succeed or have anything to do in the future will have SHIB in their pockets. That's why we know SHIB is still the underrated. Excuse me. Had to cut the music. No one wants to listen to the garbage on Stellar XLM 3674. H bar. Everybody's talking about H bar. Okay, well, I'm not talking about H bar, but people are talking about H bar. 2867. BCH. The only ones we talk about are the guaranteed investments. Everything else is not a guaranteed investment. It's a bunch of people that are running a finance company. So every single cryptocurrency out there that's not Bitcoin and not SHIB is a finance company. They have governance. They may not or may be on an undefined exchange, so it doesn't have any regulations. But SHIB doesn't have any regulations. Bitcoin doesn't have any regulations. They don't answer to anybody. So they're on their own. They're only for investors, by investors. So that's why we love them so much, is because no matter what happens, the only ones that are making mistakes are the investors. So if you buy it and you sell it and you can't get back into it, then it's your problem. That's what you're looking at with SHIB, and that's what you're betting against. Okay, so if you're not educated in SHIB, I'm going to tell you this right now. 402235 is a low ball number for SHIB. Like extremely low ball number. So when it went to 18, 17, and then shot back up, SHIB should never sell off. Ever. Why? Because it's got two things going for it that no one else understands. It's reducing its circulating supply, which means it's adding value every single day. It's adding value. It's not taking it away. It's adding value. The other thing is it's reducing its circulating supply, which again is adding value. So you have two things going for it. So the only thing that you should be asking yourself is, if I got in today, will it go up tomorrow? And the answer is it may or may not, because people are not educated. So if you are a SHIB holder, you have an obligation to tell everybody that SHIB is the only place to be in. No, SHIB is the only place that you're going to make money guaranteed, because you just have to wait it out. People haven't caught on, but eventually they will. 8 billion people on the planet. The rest of them are betting that they won't find out about it. That's the truth of it. The rest of them that hold it are betting that you won't tell them. They're betting that you won't say anything. And they're betting that people are not educated in SHIB. Because that's what they're saying when they say SHIB isn't going anywhere. SHIB is done. It's finished. It's because they don't understand SHIB. They will never understand it, or they just don't want to believe it. So those are the two things that are going for and against, right? This number, this 289 trillion SHIB outstanding, everybody looks at it the same way and says, oh my God, that's a lot of SHIB. In order for us to get to a market cap, okay, hold on a second. SHIB is not a company. SHIB is not an organization. SHIB is on its own. It's a currency. You got to get that in your head, okay? It is not what people are telling you that it is, because as soon as they believe that, that's what they can't wrap their head around, is the 589 trillion SHIB outstanding. It's got a market capitalization of $13 billion. That is also a problem because it's so low, right? It shouldn't be 13 billion. It should be around the 50 to $60 billion market cap, but it's not. It's at 13. That tells you how undervalued it is. Okay. So if we're reducing the circulating supply and we reduce less than 1% a day, or a 0.25% a day, or 0.1% a day, how much difference does that make? Okay, well, you got to look at it the other way. Can't look at it that way. You got to look at it this way. If they reduce the circulating supply, they're paying you to stay in it. Okay, so if someone's reducing the circulating supply, even if it goes down by 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, 5 billion SHIBs taken out of the industry, it's the same as if someone puts 10 million in reduction in SHIB circulating supply. It's got the same effect. They're paying you to stay in it. Okay, they're benefiting everybody in the community. They just gave that money to you. Everybody gave you that money. That's how you got to look at it. Because how many exchanges, how many different organizations out there do that for you? Like, when you think about it, that's awesome. And it's kind of funny because there's over 1.4 million wallet holders, and it's going to 1.5 soon, and people still don't understand what's going on. Exactly. That's that mentality. That's where it becomes funny. Okay, because everybody else can see it but them. And what makes it different, and why is it a guaranteed then? Can you honestly say it's a guarantee? Yes, you can. Because why? Well, because it's reducing its circulating supply. I can't help it that somebody else doesn't see it. I can't help it that someone else doesn't realize that SHIB is gaining in value every single day. It's not my fault that they can't see that. If it's up to the rest of the community, and they think because it's a pump and dump, or they think that it'll go up with the market value and it'll come right back down, they don't understand SHIB. They won't understand it. SHIB should never be where the rest of the market is, because it's reducing its circulating supply. So if you were gold and you're reducing the circulating supply of gold, everybody would understand that. That means there's less supply in the world for gold. That means that gold's value will just start doubling. All of a sudden, it'll just start doubling out of nowhere. Exactly. But SHIB isn't, because it's only got 1.4 million wallet holders. Exactly. And how many of them know about the reduction and the value that it's giving back when more wallet holders are coming in? Not very many of them understand that concept. And that's why SHIB is where it's at. Okay. If they understood if they understood it, trust me, every single person on the planet would be buying it right now, and they would be jumping into it, because the value is 2.2, which means for $22 I can buy 1 million SHIB. That is extremely low, guys. It's extremely low. It's a low ball number. Okay. The exchanges don't want to get out. They want to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And the more they can accumulate, the faster they can reduce the circulating supply. Once they get a hold of certain banks and certain institutions, because they're going to want to make money too. So what's going to happen is they're going to want to get paid by two institutions. One, the federal government, and two, the banking institutions. And then it becomes a lending spree. Okay. The lending spree will shoot SHIB through the roof. Okay. That's when we get that 10-cent dream, that 1 cent possibility. That's where you get that influx. And then everybody sells off before the 1 cent hits, which would just is ludicrous to even think about it at this time, because everybody goes, oh, no, it'll never happen. Exactly. It will never happen, because you're not educated. And you will sell it before it even gets there. So you'll be liquidated, completely gone, have it all done. Once it gets to 10 cents, if you have 5,000 SHIB left, which majority of them won't have, if they bought it at this level, it'll be sold so fast that the next level will be 50 cents. And they'll go, oh my God, I sold it way too early. Yeah, you did. But it's not your fault, because you didn't know. You weren't educated. I'm sorry, but you didn't keep following through with it, because you didn't understand what was going on. Every single person, think about it. Every single person on the planet wants to make money. Every single person on the planet wants to make money. So everyone is just doing the exact same. Show me the money. Show me the money. Well, when you sell it, you're not able to buy back in, because now you're going to pay twice as much for it to get what you already lost. Make sense? No, because you can't make any heads or tails of it. Okay, so you sell yours at 1/4 cent. All your SHIB, because it's not going anywhere. It's going to go straight down. It continues to go up. It hits the 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents. Oh, crap, now I got to buy back in. Okay, but you sold it at 1/4 cent. So you're not able to buy back what you lost in SHIB. So you'll never get that amount back, because now you have to pay 8 times more than what you sold it for. Make sense? So to get back where you were, you're not going to get it back. That 300 million, 500 million, 600 million SHIB that you had, or a billion SHIB that you had, 2 billion SHIB that you had, now that's gone. And somebody's burnt all the SHIB that you just sold. Someone burned half of it. You probably burned some of it because you don't want to pay taxes on it. So that is gone. So then now all of a sudden the price is 10 cents, 12 cents. And now you bought back in, but now you're only able to buy 100 million right? Or not 100 million. I'm sorry, 100,000. Not even a million SHIB. 100,000 SHIB at 10 cents. And you're going, wow, I'm an idiot. Well, it's not that you're an idiot. You just didn't understand what was going on at the time of when it was up for grabs. That was the problem. And that you're listening to everybody else talking to you saying it'll never happen. It'll never happen. So, and then you're starting to realize, hey, where's the supply going? Because all of a sudden we have under a trillion SHIB. All of a sudden, we don't have 589 trillion anymore. We have 900 billion SHIB. And then you watch that in a couple months, and it's gone down to 100 billion SHIB. Not even 900 billion anymore. Now it's 100 billion SHIB. And then you understand, okay, well, damn it. That means that the money I sold out is gone, is reduced already. Everybody's doing the exact same thing. Everybody's trying to capitalize on the market creativity at that time. And there's still people coming in and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. And the amount of people that we're losing compared to what's coming in is nothing. So it's like 4 or 5 times what we're losing and we're gaining. But they're not buying what we're selling, right? They're not buying 100 billion or 100 million SHIB. No. They can't afford to buy 100 billion, 100 million SHIB at 10 cents. No. So what happens is I'm trying to sell it. Somebody else, 300 people are trying to buy it. And they're trying to buy it, and I'm trying to sell it, and I'm the one that's selling it at a lower price than everybody else is asking for. So I have no problem selling it at that price. That's what I'm saying. That's like 10 times whatever is going in is not going out. So because everybody understands when something gains in value compared to something that loses in value, and she was always gaining in value, so therefore it becomes more and more acceptable to put more money into it. And then as they cash out, they do the exact same thing. They're reducing the circulating supply. And by that time, we've gained adoption. So after 50 cents, worldwide adoption starts kicking in. And then every single organization on the planet is reducing SHIB on a massive scale. So, right, even if the raffle doesn't pan out, which it should in time. And I was hoping that it would caught on a lot sooner than when it has. It just hasn't. We just don't have enough people trying to get educated in SHIB like I thought we would. I thought there was no chance that anybody part of the SHIB community wants to reduce SHIB circulating supply. And trust me, I put my name out there to the influencers. If they really wanted to push for a raffle draw, they would have made it happen. I guess they just don't want it to happen because they're afraid their friends or their neighbors or somebody's not going to be able to get in. And that's the whole drawdown of the SHIB 50-50 raffle, because it's all dependent on the community. Everybody's going to want to have to take part in it. Everybody wants to make money, and this is the SHIB raffle is supposed to speed things up massively, because what happens is when we reduce the circulating supply on a massive scale, everybody wants to take part in it because it pays in SHIB, plus it reduces the circulating supply, where then it drives in demand. It would drive demand in through the roof because it'd be guaranteed that you're going to make money either today, tomorrow, or next week. It's that simple. As you reduce, you gain in value. As you bring in more people, you gain in value. So again, that's why we cover SHIB so much. And every single one of these exchanges and every single one of these coins, if they want to get solidified, they have to start buying SHIB. But they don't look at it that way. If they don't look at it that way, I'm sorry, but your chances of survival in the next run is slim to none. And I don't mean to bust anyone's bubble or say anything bad about their currencies or about their coins, but you're a finance company. Every single one of these is a finance company. They're in gaming. They're trying to add utility. They're trying to do these different things. I'm sorry, but if you're not in SHIB, you're not, and you're not focused. For those that go under, they're just not focused, because they could go to any of the exchanges and sell their currency on loan, so that they would have some sort of stability to get them out of the mess that they're in. They don't do that, and they don't work on it what they should be doing. Like, they should be focused, extremely focused when it comes to SHIB. Every single person needs to pay attention to that, and that's why we're with wait, Jason, that's awesome. You got some Greystone ETF, BTC, not a lot. What do I do about it? Well, that depends on you, what you want to do with it, Jason. ETF, you can trade it. It's up to you. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Jason asked a question. I got Greystone, ETF, BTC. Not a lot. What do I do about it? So because we're in a bull run, Jason, you might want to hold on to it. Wait for the bull run to do its thing. Which alt season starts up here really quick. The start of this year, right? So in January, we should have a massive bull run. Should be bigger than what we've had in the past. So to give you some indication, I'm expecting SHIB to hit number 3 and then beat Ethereum at the punch bowl this year. So SHIB is going to be massive. I predict that we'll do 50 million to 100 million new wallet holders. And that's undercutting it a lot, only because what happens when it gets to 50 to 100 million wallet holders? Everybody gets scared because they're afraid that they're going to run. They're just going to take the money and run. But that's a lot of wallet holders. So what I predict is it'll get to at least 50 to 100 million wallet holders. Now, that being said, where would SHIB's price be? I have no idea. Again, SHIB is dependent on a few things, right? The wallet holders and reduction to drive its price. So we get 500 million wallet holders, 500 million wallet holders. We're guaranteed a price around $3-4. That's what we can expect. Anything less than that, we can't predict anything because we have no idea. But if it gets to 500 million wallet holders, that means that it's absolutely currency, and that now it has adoptability. So that adoption will reduce SHIB circulating supply on a massive scale. So keep that in mind, because that many holders, that many times a day, that many buy and sell orders, because it's straight across the board. Now it's worth more than a pound. So that would drive a massive liquidity pool into SHIB and massive reductions in SHIB. And then the lending practices for SHIB would be astronomical. Okay, just so everybody has an understanding of where that would fit in. The reductions. Okay, so unpredictability for reductions. Each of the exchanges should be reducing SHIB currently, but that will only be quarterly and only by the major wallet holders. Okay, they get paid by the government to reduce the SHIB circulating supply, absolutely, but how much of it is dependent on how much money they make or the revenue they generate. So that's what it's dependent on. So if they generate a lot of revenue, that means there's a lot more burns. Same thing with, I was talking to Jason before about this. I'm going to talk to everybody about this. On the SHIB 50/50 raffle under accumulation, if you go on there and see the reduction in SHIB circulating supply by us on a massive scale, so that if we were doing, let's say, 80 million, we sold 80 million tickets. Okay. So if we sold 80 million tickets, that's 80 million tickets would be 40 billion SHIBs burned every day, right? 40 billion every single day. Within a month, that's 30 days, we would have 120 trillion SHIB burned a month. Okay, so if we were to burn 120 trillion SHIB a month, within 6 months, there's no supply left. Within 4 months, there's no supply left. Okay, at that rate of reduction. Okay, well, in order to have that much reduction, you also have that many people buying it. Okay, which means that you have that inflow coming in, which means the exchanges wouldn't have that flow. Okay, so keep that in mind. And those exchanges are going to hold on to their SHIB as long as they can. And they have no problem waiting it out because they know it's just a matter of time before SHIB explodes. And SHIB will explode. It's a guarantee, right? It's a formidable force to be reckoned with. And that's what I'm saying to you. You're betting. If you're a betting man and you think that people don't want the money, then you're take that gamble and short SHIB. Okay. But note for a fact that people want to make money. There isn't a single person on the planet that doesn't want to make money. So shorting SHIB should not be a foregone conclusion, saying that at any moment I could get liquidated and lose my shirt. And every time I short SHIB, I'd lose my shirt. That's how you got to look at it, because you're betting that no one else is going to find out about it. That's what you're betting on. Is you're betting that there are 8 billion people on the planet and none of them are going to find out about it. The fact that you guys got lucky and were able to buy it at this price is amazing. Simply amazing and astonishing all at the same time. You got lucky. Jesus got you in his back pocket. To tell you the truth of it, you got lucky, like extremely lucky. This value is just incredibly insane. In what my opinion, it's incredibly insane. We should be paying somewhere between 5 and 9, 3 zeros, 9 for this. Okay, because it's reducing its circulating supply and grabbing on more wallet holders. The fact that none of them have figured it out yet, that's another problem. But that's not where SHIB should be sitting. Okay, you're like, if anything under that is extremely low, and you're able to buy a million SHIB with $22.40, says a lot. Says a lot. And that's a massive benefit to everybody in the world. And that's why it's so important to understand why bringing people in to SHIB is like, you won't have this opportunity for long. And everybody's a winner in SHIB. Okay, just so everybody knows. Can it go down? Absolutely, it can go down. It's only got 1.4 million wallet holders. If this jumped 8 million tomorrow, 8 million wallet holders jumped in tomorrow, SHIB's price wouldn't be where it's at right now. You're looking at all-time high, okay? Roughly, you should be looking at all-time high if you had 8 million people buy into SHIB tomorrow. 50 million, and we 3 zeros. Going to the 4th zero, wiping out the 4th zero, right? Wiping out 2 zeros. Moving into that 1 cent dream category. But you're not going to get to the 1 cent dream. There's too many sellers. You would need 50 million. You need 10 million people buying SHIB like right away, because all those people are going to sell it. And then once they sell it into it, then they start to realize that, what did I just do? I sold all my SHIB and I gave it to the 10 million wallet holders that just came in. That's exactly what you did. And you think they're going to sell it at the price they just paid for it? Not on your life. Not on your life. They're going to be like, oh, no, wait. Why? I'm not selling it. And then you're like, well, I need to buy some back because I sold all mine. I'm sorry, I sold it all. And now I got to reduce it because now I have to pay all these taxes. And I'm better off reducing it. So you're reducing it and you sold it. So let me get this straight. You sold it and you want to reduce it now. So you did it backwards. Now you think that you're going to get rewarded for doing that dumb thing. Okay, well, you're going to reduce the circulating supply so you don't have to pay taxes on it. That's awesome. Hey, awesome. All right. Now we're going to see if we can buy back in. Okay, well, you're going to be paying a little bit of money. And you're not going to get anywhere near where you got before, because now it'll be 3 cents. And you sold it for 1/4 cent or 1/10 of a cent. So now you lost 1/10 of your money, because now you'll have to buy it at 3 cents, and you could have bought it at 2 cents, and now you're paying 3 cents for it. And now you're like, And those guys that just bought it at 1 cent or a tenth of a cent, they're laughing and they're not selling it at a cent. They're not selling it at 2 cents. They're not selling it at 3. They got a 20-cent freaking time horizon. Excuse me. They got a 20-cent time horizon. So if you wait long enough, you'll be buying it at 20 cents. Right? That's what I'm saying to you. That's what the gist of it is. You're selling something of value for something that has no value. So when you're selling it, you're selling something with value for something that has no value. So when you sell it and you try and get back in, don't expect to get back in at the price that you paid, that you spotted it for. Now it's 1 cent, 2 cents, and 3 cents. And then you're going, okay, well, it's going to go back down. I'll wait for it to hit the 1 cent before I buy any more. I'll put my money into something. Hopefully it makes money. Yeah. And hopefully SHIB doesn't take in any more wallet holders, because if it takes in another 10 million wallet holders, it's going to 20 cents. So that's where it becomes very tricky and very interesting at the same time. And it's funny because you're looking at it going, well, it should come down, right? It went up like a bullet, and everybody tells me it should go down like a bullet. Not if it's got the stability behind it of the people buying into it that are starting to give it confidence. And that's all they need, is confidence in SHIB. Once they have that confidence, they can leverage it to the banks. And that's massive. And that's where it starts to be a game changer for all these institutions. Because now SHIB solidified itself amongst the top banks in the world. So that all their money that was sitting in there, trillions of SHIB that wasn't being used at all for anything, all of a sudden now can be a leverage tool for lending practices to reduce the lending that's being given to corporations. So now corporations are able to get a loan for like a tenth of what the markets are offering them. So it's a huge benefit for them. Now they start to see the benefits of it. And now it drives even more people to SHIB. So instead of like 5-10 million, now it's driving 30 to 40 million. And then eventually we'll be up at that 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion mark, where the currency becomes a globalization. Make sense? I'm Will, your host. This is SHIB 50/50 Raffle. This was an educational tutorial, but I hope you had fun watching. And please read the bottom. This isn't financial advice in any way, shape, or form. We expect everybody to understand what's going on in SHIB. Yes, 80% of the whatever the channel takes in is going to the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. That is a fact. Okay. Everything that we take part in the raffle, 50% of it goes towards the reduction, 50% goes towards the person winning the award, minus commissions, minus fees. Please keep that in mind too. Okay. So we offer 1 million pounds awarded to each of the winners that we host, the max. Okay, so we have to sell over 4,100,000 tickets. It seems like a lot, but when you're talking about a global environment, it's very reasonable. Okay, very reasonable to sell that much, because everything is based on half a pound, so it's less than $1 Canadian, less than $1 US per ticket. So it's very reasonable, and that's why we're able to do it, is because it's through SHIB. No other exchange will allow us to do it. No other country would ever allow us to do it, because each of the raffles is based on their fundamental facts. But SHIB is on its own. Zero governance gives us the ability to do what we have to do. So we're going to start the roll call. Jason, thank you so much for coming in. And sorry I couldn't answer your call about the ETF on BTC, but I think it's better if you hold on to it. BTC right now, it should go to 120, 125. As soon as that hits, you might want to try and liquidate your ETF in BTC. Greystone at that time, because it's worth that much more to the investors. Okay, so keep that in mind. Big shout out to Wena. Big shout out to Rowena Purchase. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Woohoo! Woo! Thanks for having me. And take good care, everybody. And thank you so much for coming in. And we've shared and combined our intellect with everybody. And I'm hoping that you guys learned something. If not, go to SHIB5050raffle.com. There's a whole bunch of information on there that proves beyond a reasonable doubt why SHIB is the best currency available to you right now. There's no other currency like it in the world. Gold doesn't even compare to it. Gold, guys. Gold doesn't even compare to SHIB. And not everybody knows about it. So that's the benefit for you. And at this price is amazing. And you don't have to buy very much of it. $22 is a couple lottery tickets. And how do you look at a lottery ticket? Once you spend it, you don't win it. That's okay. That's how you got to look at SHIB. Put it, lock it. Make sure that you get on an exchange that you recognize. Make sure you keep your wallet addresses separate. Make sure that you keep your keys for nobody. You don't give them out to anybody, not to your friends, family, anybody. Those keys are your way of cashing out your money. Okay. Anybody after you get your keys are useless. Okay. As far as putting money in, it doesn't ask you for your keys to put money in. Transfer SHIB over to a different wallet. Doesn't ask you for it. It is only when you want to transfer to fiat currency that you need those keys. That is the only time you ever use those keys, is when you're cashing out, because it asks you for them. Okay. Otherwise, you can move it to a different exchange. Yep. In and out of another exchange, no problem. You want to swap it with another. You can use Uniswap. MetaMask is the number one, but it's also expensive. So just keep that in mind. Now Wallet, Trust Wallet, all those are DeFi wallets. So anytime you move your money onto those is off the exchange. Okay. So it goes into a DeFi or Trust Wallet. Therefore, it's off the exchange. So in order to transfer it back into fiat currency, you'll have to move it back onto an exchange that you can trust. Please keep that in mind when you're selling or doing anything with your exchanges, with your currency. Please keep that in mind. Okay. If you're just using one exchange, it's not a big deal. But just remember that exchanges often do maintenance. Make sure you keep track of the maintenance orders on those exchanges, because once those maintenance orders go through, they freeze your assets. Okay. So if it's a 2-day or 3-day event, 72 hours, I think is the max, except for Crypto.com. Crypto.com did one 2 years ago. Okay. Jason and me were around then. 2 years ago, they did one and it lasted 7 days. Okay. So there was no trading whatsoever on that exchange for 7 days. And certain people, because they went and put their money through somebody else, never do this, please. Don't trust somebody with your money. Okay. Usually 98% of them are scammers these days. They want you to put the money on their exchange and then they trade it for you. Big no. Lots of problems with this. Open up your own exchange and trust that exchange. Make sure you do your due diligence on that exchange and find out how many times that they do these maintenance schedules. Because when they do the maintenance schedule, sometimes the wallets disappear. Then you have to go back in and tell them, this is my wallet address, so they can go and do a search for you. But if you didn't keep the wallet address for yourself, those wallet addresses will disappear. So then you'll have a harder time finding it. But as long as you got your keys, you can go to Exodus. And on Exodus, you enter your keys and then your money will pop up in Exodus. You'll have to pay fees to Exodus for it, but at least you didn't lose 90% of your money, right? So you got it back. So keep that in mind, that Exodus is a strategy for you to regain what you've lost. And once it's on Exodus, you can take it off of Exodus and put it on any exchange you want to, right? So you can just transfer it. Just keep in mind that Exodus is not free. Okay, I think it's like $4 or $5 in and out. So let's say you want your keys, it's going to cost you probably around $10 to $15, $20 to take your money off of that exchange. So because you can't remember and they don't have the wallet address, but you have your keys. That's why I said to you, never hand out your keys to anybody. your seed value, anything like that, your 12 phrases, those are for you and for you alone. And that's how powerful that is that you're able to swap out in like instant. As soon as you give them those keys in order and it pops on Exodus, you pay Exodus $40-50, right? I think it's closer to $50, but that money's back in your account. Okay. Then it's about $10 to $15 to transfer it. So please keep that in mind. And it's because it's Ethereum based, they're going to charge you the Ethereum rate of 50 cents to $1, okay, from Ethereum. So depending on how much you have, because some of them are based on percentages. So it could be expensive if you have a lot, like 1 billion, 2 billion SHIB, right? It would be extremely expensive because it's on a percentage basis. So you're going to be charged like $500 or $600 to do the fee transfer. So take that in consideration. But sometimes that's the only options you have available to you. So I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much. I've gone over my time, but I'm trying to educate you as fast and as quickly and get you up to speed as quickly as possible so that you don't make these mistakes, that you get in as soon as you can, and tell everybody that this is the only place that's recommended because it's reducing its circulating supply, adding value twice over. We're gaining in popularity. And the faster we gain in popularity, the faster we'll grow as a community. And the faster we grow as a community, the more wall holders we have, the more people coming in, the more love we have for each other, because everybody wants to succeed. There's no one who doesn't want to succeed in life. And this is a massive way of doing it. And with the raffle, we're supposed to speed things up on a conglomerate scale, beyond measure, right? Because if you start looking at it going, well, it hasn't happened yet, so we can't look at it and say, well, wish it coulda, woulda. Yes. Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll be on tomorrow night. Okay, so we're on the 24th. We're closed the 25th though for Christmas, for Jesus's birthday. But yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. If I don't talk to Jason, Merry Christmas. Big shout out to everybody. Thanks for coming. Have a great and wonderful evening, and love you all. Take care of yourselves. Okay. And yeah, health is the most important part, right, Jason? Health and education. And we'll wait and see what happens. But we're expecting big things from SHIB to start happening. Thank you and have a great and wonderful evening. God bless each and every one of you. And I'm Will, your host, and we're going to rock it out. Prosper, everybody. Good night. Peace out.